Hey guys, so super quick video response to RetroRedSteve, who's just tagged me in on a really cool video. Please go and check it out. I think basically the premise is name three pickups that you sort of your favourite pickups from last year, and name three games that you're most looking forward to next year, or sorry, this year. So I'll start off the way Steve did it with the upcoming games first, I guess. I don't know if they'll all come out this year. Hopefully they will. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? So the first game I'm looking forward to this year, probably the most, is Elden Ring. I've pre-ordered the collector's edition that's going to come with a statue and that. It's not been cheap to do that, but I've never ordered a collector's edition on a Souls type game, and I really wanted the statue that comes with it. It looks awesome. The next two are kind of obvious picks, really. So Breath of the Wild 2, obviously. I suspect it may not come out this year. I really hope I'm wrong. But when it comes out, regardless, it's going to be awesome. So yeah, really looking forward to that. Hopefully it will be this year. And then lastly is God of War 2. I know a lot of people, and I watched a video not that long ago actually, of a chap that really liked the originals and hadn't actually played the PS4 one. I'm kind of the opposite. I played the originals a little bit on the PSP mainly, but yeah, the PS4 game was just a masterpiece. It's one of the very few games that I've platinumed as well, and I must say I'm massively looking forward to its story-driven, linear sort of gameplay. That's what really hooked me in the first one. So yeah, massively looking forward to it. Hopefully it comes out this year. Again, it's one of those. I hope it might. It's scheduled to. We'll have to wait and see, I suppose. So yeah, so those are my three most anticipated games for this year for sure. Right, in terms of pickups and favourite pickups last year, it'd be easy for me to just batter out three really expensive Master System games. And the ones I'm going to show you certainly aren't cheap, but I wanted to put a bit of thought and a bit of a story behind each of them. So, so my top three pickups are all three Master System games. I thought before I share them, super quick, there were 2 or 3 games that I really enjoyed on the PS4 last year. Those were Axiom Verge, Blasphemous, and Ghost of Tsushima. And I'm still playing Ghost, actually. It's absolutely awesome. It's actually on the PS5, sorry. But yeah, Blasphemous and Axiom Verge are both Metroidvanias. And last year was very much the year of Metroidvanias for me. I played quite a lot of them. Those were certainly the top 2 that I played. They're both fantastic. Blasphemous in particular, I've done videos on it before. It really is brilliant. And if we get Blasphemous 2 this year, we might. That would probably make it into a top 3, I would imagine, as well, if we get it. Anyway, top 3 Master System pickups of 2021. First of all, Bonanza Brothers. It's not particularly hard to pick up, hard to find, or even rare game. But I spotted this in a charity shop, and to find in 2021 a Master System game in a charity shop, I've never seen one in a charity shop before. I've certainly not seen one since. Everything time sort of slowed down at the time. I sort of spotted it from across the room and ran, threw little old ladies out of my way to get to it. So it's just awesome, really cool. And it didn't come with a manual, but I do have a really nice manual with it now, thanks to Andy, Sononi Revived, who sent me one in the post. So that was really good of him. So yeah, it's only about 12 quid, which, I could probably even pick it up cheaper. But I really like a story behind the game that I pick up. So I couldn't leave it there. What are we going to do? Just leave it? I think not. So yeah, Bonanza Brothers in 3rd place. Second place, is probably my my grail game of the last 10 or 15 years, to be honest with you. And it's one of those games that I never thought I would own. I never thought I would stretch to the amount of money that it cost me, but I did. And that is Masters of Combat. It's an absolutely amazing game as well. I've really enjoyed playing it. Like I say, it is quite pricey and quite hard to find as well. But if you don't get the chance to ever own a copy, then do give it a try on emulation. It's a real showcase for what the Master System can do as well. I picked this up in December. I did a little video on it separately, but it's definitely a fantastic game. I'm really chuffed to own it. And yeah, Masters of Combat. And then my top pick was a game, again, that I heard about a few years ago. And as soon as I heard about it, I wanted to own it. And I never thought I would, because it never even came out in the UK. But that's Quest for the Shaven Yak, featuring Ren and Stimpy. Loved the show as a kid, watched it all the time with my mum and my brother when we were younger. And I just absolutely loved it. So I had to buy it as soon as I saw that it existed. It's actually a port of a Game Gear game, and Tectoy in Brazil did a brilliant job of porting it to the Master System. So yeah, Quest for the Shaven Yak. And I do have one bonus pickup. I had some really top highlights last year in terms of Master System pickups. So back in December, I did a video on it. I picked up about a dozen of the really big hitters and had a bit of a road trip with my mate Kev, which was, awesome. In April, I met with Pedder and picked up about 100 games. Did a video on it back last spring, and he met me sort of halfway on the motorway. We both sort of drove set off at the same time, sort of thing, and did a trade in a motorway services for like 101 games or something daft, as you do. So yeah, top highlights. The what I'm going to show you, though, is something a little bit peculiar and a bit weird. And I hadn't really seen it until this chap had one for sale. And that's Pedder again. So I think a lot of people will know who Pedder is. Top lad, really nice bloke. And he had a Sega Sports Pad. So it's just a bit weird, a bit quirky. It's got the trackball and the 2 buttons here. There are a few games that work with this, I believe. It does have its own game that I bought it for, that Andy actually gave me again last year, called Sports Pad Football. But yeah, it's just a bit weird, a bit odd. It's got the normal bit that you plug into your Master System. So yeah, and it sits kind of at the top of my shelf because I absolutely love it. It's just a bit odd, a bit different. So yeah, just a bit of a bonus entry for you guys. Anyway, guys, thank you ever so much for watching. Just lastly, please do go back and check out Steve's video. And I forget who, but he had been nominated by somebody. So yeah, I'd love to see if he I've lost my trail of thought. I've lost my trail of thought. Anyway, I do need to nominate 3 people to do this back. So my 3 people to nominate for the same stuff is going to be Game Culture. I'd love to see some of the crazy stuff that he picks up. Some of the stuff he gets is brilliant. So yeah, Game Culture, I'd love to see you do a VR to this one, buddy. Second one is going to be Irish Nerd Life. Alan, get your camera rolling. I'd love to see your top 3 pickups for last year, buddy. And thirdly, I'm trying to think who does YouTube, because there's a lot of people that I know pick some really cool stuff up, but they don't do it. Going to go with a curveball and ask the guys at Two Happy Gamers, who tagged me in to something recently, and I've just not had the time to do a response to that one yet, guys, but I do intend to. So yeah, Two Happy Gamers, please attempt a VR to this one. Guys, thanks very much, and I'll see you on the next one. Ta-da.